All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Elder Tahar, and on down to rule well. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Alright, so I just want to do a short lesson. I have alone the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai allows it to go. And I want to name the video Declaring the Solemn Prophecies. Alright. And what made me want to do this lesson, the inspiration of this lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai comes from Sirach, the 44th chapter. Alright, which I'm gonna read here in a second. But Lord wills, brothers can see on the screen. I have the definition for the word declare. Alright, which I'm going to read this first, and then I'm going to click on Lord will again. Also, as brothers can see on the screen, the word solemn. Alright, so this phone's kind of acting up, being the volume, but again, Lord will, as brothers can see on the screen, the definition of the word declare, and it says, say something in a solemn or epic manner. Right, to say something in a solemn, in a serious manner. Alright, which is what, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, started with our elders and apostles of Great Millstone and brothers ranking on down do. Go out there week in and week out and declare these solemn prophecies, serious prophecies. Alright, so I'm going to click on the word now, solemn, which the elders and apostles have went into this word many times, the word solemn. Alright, let's see. Okay, solemn, not cheerful or smiling, serious. Alright, which the word really solemn really means serious. Alright, pretty much. You know, to be in a serious state of mind. Alright, which again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, again starting with our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, when we go out there, we declare these solemn prophecies, these serious prophecies to warn our people of what the Lord is getting ready to do. Alright, to this place, Babylon the Great, and the great judgment he's getting ready to bring upon this place. Alright, but a lot of our people don't look at the prophecies as something solemn, something serious. They look at it as a joke. But that's cool because the Lord said that the Lord spoke about the brethren that are in darkness, and the brothers that are in the light, the Akim and Fiwak, the few sisters that believe that are in the light, and the ones that are in the darkness. The ones that are in darkness, they're going to be in serious trouble. Alright, when all hell breaks loose, which we're quickly approaching that time of all hell breaking loose. Alright, the scriptures say we prophesy not of a time far off. So everything through the spirit of Bobby Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, started with the elders of Great Millstone teach, and brothers ringing on down teach. Alright, it's right around the corner, and you can clearly see them. Alright, but again, the majority of our people, don't take the prophecies as something solemn, something serious. Alright, they take it as a joke. Alright, and it's gonna cost a lot of them their lives. Alright, so let's get go to the script now. Alright, because there's tons of things happening out there. With this whole Fed now system, the brother just put in the chat. I posted a elder, I'm a Wonka Bar elder out of the main camp in New York. Posted saying that I think it's over whatever. Pretty much is getting ready. Will have test run the Fed now system, which you can see that this system, this Fed now system, is going to be a big step towards the Karagma. Alright. It's not a coincidence that all these things have been, that they've been doing all these things to these other quick payment apps, like what was the guy from Cash App or PayPal? One of them got put to death. A lot of times Cash App has been having problems, outages, and things like that. People's money been missing out of their accounts, It's not a coincidence. And now this whole Fed now system's getting ready to come online, to push everybody away from that and to get everybody on this Fed now system. Which again is going to be a part of the Karagma. All right, it's going to be hand in hand with the Karagma, the Fed system, Fed now system. Because who's going to the big what's going to be the top bank? Well, what bank is over all these other banks? The Federal Reserve. All right, they control all these other little banks. All right, that's why all these other those other banks, all the other banks are on board with this CBDC thing, on board with this Fed now system thing. It's all a ploy to push everybody towards them bigger banks, which are all controlled by the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve Bank or whatever, or the Federal Reserve, and get everybody under that one under that one system or whatever. All right. And again, all funds, one World Bank or whatever. So like, yeah, one World Bank. All right, which would be controlled by the Federal Reserve, which is controlled out of the elite banking families out of England or London or whatever. All right. So you can clearly see, man, that that's and their ultimate goal is what? To get everybody embedded with the Karagma. So you can clearly see how close we are to the Karagma. But again, a lot of our people ain't taking it serious. And again, that's why they're gonna not gonna have that protection from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and they're gonna fall the victim to the Karagma, and they're gonna die in the lake of fire. So this is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things written aforetime were written for our learning. Right. Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. Revelation 17, the 17th chapter, the 18th chapter. It goes on and on. Ezekiel 37, Ezekiel 34 about the destruction of Babylon. Revelation 18 chapter, 17 chapter going into Babylon, ultimately the destruction of Babylon. The book of Jeremiah speaking about the time of Jacob's trouble. All those things were written for our learning, to warn us about the time that we're in right now. All right. For whatsoever thing written aforetime was written for our learning, that we, through the patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Right. But what comforts us? The scriptures. The scriptures also tell us. The scriptures is also known as the comforter. All right. Which is going to comfort us. The scriptures say what? Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time. That's what's going to keep us comfort in these troubling and perilous times to come. That there's a way out. We know that our Lord and Savior, who the world of ignorance calls Christ, which his real name is Yahweh Shai, is going to come and deliver the 144,000 and the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. All right. So there is hope. There is a way out from all this chaos. There is a way out, a way to get the victory over the beast, over his image. Oh yeah, another thing too that they're not putting in the news. Victor or Orban, I think that's his name, the leader out of Hungary, just came out and said that the EU was going bankrupt over there at that EU summit or whatever. So now you got that, the beast is going broke. So I mean, things is happening, man, like crazy. All right. And again, the prophets have been declaring and telling our people these things, but they're not taking them serious. All right. Because that's what the Lord set his prophets up to do, to warn you about what's coming. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets have been before. The prophets have been before me and before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and evil and pestilence. The prophets which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent them. Right? And the prophets of the Lord, a true prophet of the Lord. How do you know a true prophet of the Lord? If the things, like it tells you in the book of Deuteronomy, if the things come to pass what the prophet is saying. And everything the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone have been saying has come to pass. It's coming to pass. Has come to pass, or is getting ready to come to pass. Why? Because they're the true men of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the gods of the King James Bible. All right. So again, read it again. Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, which America is a great kingdom, and the Lord set his men up, the top prophets, to prophesy against this place. Put them here to prophesy against this place. of war and evil and of pestilence. The prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord had truly sent them. Right, so again, that's how you know who the true prophets were. Like the scriptures say, they should know that a prophet had been among them when these things happen. And we see these things happening, man. All right, and they're serious, man. We're living in some solemn times, some serious, deadly times. All right, and things are only going to get worse. So let's go to the scripture with the lesson is based off of. This is Sirach chapter 44, verse 1. Let us praise famous men and our fathers that begot us. Right, who those famous men? The prophets, who the Lord set up, was the prophets to come back in their lot. Real quick, let's get this. Such as our forefather Daniel. All right. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. But go thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of days. And what's Daniel's lot? A prophet. Our forefather Daniel was a prophet. He came back as a prophet in these times. Rather, he's still on the earth now, or he's going back to the spirit world, waiting to come back. Waiting to come back. All right. Again, Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. But go thy way to the end be, and we're at the end now. We're in the end times now. For thou shalt rest, meaning go back to the spirit world, like it tells you in Isaiah the 57th chapter. All right. About the rest, go back to the spirit world, and come right back, reincarnated in another body, and stand in thy lot at the end of days. All right. And again, thy lot is what you were destined to do, pretty much, which what the Most High set you up in life to do, which our forefather Daniel was a prophet, so he came back as a prophet, just like all the other prophets. All right. So Daniel, our forefather Daniel, is one of those famous men. All right. Those famous prophets. All right. Truly famous men. Not these idiots that Jake praises today, but a true famous man. A man of integrity. A man of a man worthy to be spoken well about. Not these niggas that Jake praise now. A bunch of degenerates. But this is Sirach chapter 44, verse 1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us. The Lord have wrought great glory by them, though his great power by them through his great power from the beginning. Verse 3, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding, and declaring prophecies. Right, and declaring prophecies. All right. And our forefathers declared some solemn prophecies, some serious prophecies. Again, about the Charagma, our forefather John on the island of Patmos. The vision we spoke about Daniel, Daniel the 7th chapter, the visions that our forefather Daniel saw about those four great kingdoms. Babylon, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, Babylon the Great, which is America. So on and so forth. Those great prophecies have been declared, which have been broken down clearly to us now. All right. Verse 4, leaders of the people, true leaders, by their counsel and by their knowledge of learning, meet for the people, wise and eloquent are their instructions. Right, the prophets have come back now with greater understanding, because all the secrets have been revealed to them. All right, this Amos chapter was Amos 3 and 7. Yep, Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servant the prophets. Which is, what's the secrets? The full understanding of the prophecies. All right, which like Elder Tahar always says, which is true, dead on, spot accurate. We know more than our forefathers did. All right, which we all forefathers coming back, but we know more than they did. Why? Because the Most High has revealed, given that full understanding of all the prophecies. All right, which when you read some of the, it's like when you read, it tells you that some of the prophecies, the angels gave the full understanding to, told them exactly what it was talking about, but they still didn't understand it. Why? Because it wasn't time for them to receive that full understanding yet. But then they came back in the latter days, and that in today's time, and the full understanding was given, all right, to them. All right. Oh, and we're gonna close with this one. What is that? Second Esdras, so like 12 and I think 11. Yep, I think so. This is Second Esdras chapter 12, verse 11. The eagle whom thou sawest came up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel. Verse 12. But it was not expounded unto him. Therefore now I declare it unto thee. Right? And real quick, look up to get that word expound. It's like it. Alright, Slocky brothers. Lord will let us see on the screen. This is the word, the definition of the word expound. And it says present and explain a theory or idea. Right? Explain. It was explained better to us. The Most High gave the understanding, the full understanding to us. Because again, our forefathers back then, it was explained to them, but they still didn't understand it. They still didn't get to have the full understanding yet back then. But now that understanding has been given to us. All right. So again, expound, to present and explain a theory or an idea, systematically and in detail. Right, and in detail. Now we can explain it in further detail than what our forefathers could explain back then. Example like Revelation, the 9th chapter, when it goes in about matter of fact, let's go there real quick. So like, let's go there real quick. Lord will, I ain't too all over the place. I know that it's pretty much about the how serious the prophecies are, but just real quick, this day, Revelation chapter 9, verse see, it started at 3. Revelation chapter 9, verse 3. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth had power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any tree, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of Yahweh in their forehead. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was a torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. Okay, here's the one I want. Verse 7. The shape of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto a battle, and their heads were as they were the crowns like gold, and their faces were the faces of men. All right, now our forefather John explained this. Locusts was talking about fighter jets. All right, or fighter airplanes or whatever you call them. But he explained them as locusts. Because there was no such thing as a fighter plane back then. So he just explained it the best way he could. But now through the spirit of Bobby Al-Bashim Yahushai, the understanding has been fully given. All right, and it says, and their heads were as the crowns like gold, which was the helmets that they had on, and their faces were as the faces of men.